1995 was a very important year for LEGO Pirates. Between this marking the end of the Islanders, along with the last run of sets with Captain Redbeard's iconic crew, it was evident that in 1996, things would change drastically for LEGO Pirates. That, of course, happened, not only with a new band of pirates, but with the introduction of the last LEGO Pirates faction, the Imperial Armada. The Armada, who represented 16th and 17th century Spanish conquistadors, were introduced in 1996 as the new adversary of the pirates, lasting until 1997 as the last faction from the original run of LEGO Pirates. Along with the Armada came a new helmet mold, the Morion, which all members of this faction wore, in addition to their red and green jackets and white pants. The Armada was led by the Admiral. While he does not have an official name, many refer to him as Billy Cannonball Cordoba or as Don Diego de Lego, as these were options introduced in a poll included in the back of a 1996 Legomania magazine. Unfortunately, the winning name was never announced, so we'll be sticking with the Admiral for today's episode. According to the same edition of this magazine, no one knew what the Admiral's true name was, due to him being marooned on a desert island as a baby, where he was discovered by the Islanders. This connection will come into play later. Along with the Admiral, there was Captain Valiant, the captain of the Santa Cruz, the flagship of the Imperial Armada. As a character that's made plenty of appearances in a variety of LEGO games over the years, it's evident that Captain Valiant has made his mark on LEGO Pirates fans new and old. Lastly, there was Sergeant Speedy, another member of the Imperial Armada crew who took part in the Pirate War. Opposite to the Armada was, of course, Captain Redbeard's crew, although it was a cast filled with new characters, with Black Jack Hawkins, George, Jake the Snake Blake, Gonzo Goldbar, Parmesan Lafitte, and Tattoo Magoo, along with our favorite animal companions, Popsy and Spinoza. Once again, Redbeard had a new ship, the Redbeard Runner, along with a smaller ship, the Crossbone Clipper, and 3 different bases, those being Shipwreck Island, as well as the builds included in Pirates Ambush and Pirates Perilous Pitfall. Meanwhile, in addition to the Armada flagship, the Armada had a small structure on the water. Similar to the other Imperial factions, the Imperial Armada were outnumbered when compared to Roger Redbeard's fleet of ships and hideouts. Even more so, though, as they lacked a network of bases. In addition to the introduction of Morions, these sets were littered with the skeletons of both Pirates and Imperial Armada soldiers, as skeletons had been introduced by LEGO a year prior, in 1995. Now, when it comes to this era of LEGO Pirates, many fans enjoy the 2 Armada-based sets that exist, but the same cannot be said about the pirate ships and bases released in 1996 and 1997. Several sets, such as the Crossbone Clipper, were not well received, and in addition, some have criticized Redbeard's Runner for its battle-damaged features that made the ship as a whole unstable. Over the years, fans have pointed to the subpar reaction these sets received as the culprit for LEGO Pirates wrapping up in 1997, but that's incorrect. After all, the Redbeard Runner returned in 2001 as a re-release, alongside the Armada flagship and the Enchanted Island. If it was really that bad, why would LEGO bring this set back? Now that we've discussed the sets though, it's essential that we jump right back into our favorite part of LEGO Pirates. That, of course, being the lore. Once again, the pirates were involved in an all-out war for treasure, this time against the Imperial Armada, who were in the possession of a treasure Redbeard desperately wanted. But what was this treasure, and what made it so attractive to Redbeard? I believe the Armada's treasure did not belong to them. Instead, it was the Islanders. In a 1996 commercial, Redbeard is seen stealing the Islanders' treasure, but not before he is caught red-handed by the Armada, who defeat him and his crew with ease. This friendly relationship between the Armada and the Islanders should not be that much of a surprise. After all, the Admiral was discovered as a child by a group of Islanders. In addition, Redbeard's acquisition of this treasure would go along with one of the theories I put forward in my past retrospect episode on the Islanders. I am now of the opinion that Redbeard's former crew going up against the Islanders served as a distraction that allowed Redbeard to swoop in and acquire the Islanders' gold. After losing this treasure, Redbeard was determined to reacquire it. One comic from the March 1996 LEGO Mania magazine shows Redbeard attacking the Admiral on the open seas, going so far as to throw an Islander into the shark-infested waters in order to bait the Admiral into a surprise battle. Unfortunately for Redbeard, the Admiral goes on to not only save the Islander, as he is able to drive out Redbeard, keeping the treasure safe for the time being. While the Armada did have a bit of luck with the pirate crew in their initial battles, that wasn't always the case, as eventually Redbeard was able to reacquire his stolen loot. That all happened when, one day, Captain Redbeard swooped in with the Redbeard Runner and stole the Imperial Armada's treasure, only to be pursued by Captain Valiant in the Armada flagship. While this was taking place, Sergeant Speedy landed at Skull Harbor, which I believe to be the Volcano Island, where he swapped the harbor's flags to notify Valiant of the pirates' location. Once this occurred, Redbeard changed his mind, suggesting the pirate crew make their way to Shipwreck Island instead. This is where the pirate story left off in 1996, although with 4 more sets released in 1997, this tale wasn't finished. The introduction of a second ship for Redbeard, the Crossbone Clipper, suggests that the runner may have eventually fell apart, leaving Redbeard and his crew with a much smaller ship. Along with this ship came the Buccaneers minifigure pack, as well as Pirates Ambush and Pirates Perilous Pitfall, 2 pirate location builds that both feature invading Armada soldiers. Unfortunately, this is where not only the story, but the original run of LEGO Pirates wraps up, with the Imperial Armada going on the offensive against the pirates. So what happened? I think something to take note of is the fact that Redbeard does not appear in either of the pirate location sets, and I think that suggests that whatever occurred in the end between the pirates and Imperial Armada, he was not a part of. Other than the Buccaneers minifigure pack, the only set he's in is the Crossbone Clipper, a set without anything Armada in it whatsoever. In addition, the use of spears, inclusion of alligators, and overall look of both pirate hideouts leads me to believe that these locations were in the same region as the Islanders. While the Imperial Armada were the ones attacking these locations, the Islanders weren't too far behind. As a captain that may have abandoned his old crew before, it wouldn't be wrong to suggest that our favorite pirate Roger Redbeard ditched his men, only for them to lose the treasure and be taken out by the Imperial Armada and the Islanders. But as always, the fate of the pirates is for you to decide. So, what do you think happened? And how do you feel about the original run of LEGO Pirates ending on such a mysterious note? Be sure to stay tuned for the next episode of LEGO Pirates Retrospect, where I'll be talking about a cursed LEGO Pirates theme.